At the very beginning, we still keep all three nodes are in normal mode, so they are all available right now. First of all, let's still try to write some data for preparation. It's a post request, and we write the data pair like K1 and the value 1. Okay, we can see that the execution is successful. It's serviced by node 160. And then let's try to read the data out of the storage. First of all, it's serviced by node 226. It has the data timestamp 14. Let's run it again. It's serviced by 160, the same copy. Run it for the third time, it still returns the same copy. So it confirms that right now all three nodes are available and consistent with each other. Now let's mimic the network partition. Here we still use the same method as part 2, the CP feature testing, and we don't talk about the details too much, but the general idea is to use the security group rules add modification to mimic the network partition. Let's edit the security group of each node. For the first node, from 2A to 2A partition. From second node, change its security group from 2B to 2B partition. From node 3, change its security group from 2C to 2C partition. Let's double check. The 2A has 2A partition, 2B has 2B partition, and 2C has 2C partition. Okay, it's done. Now let's move on. First of all, we can still try to get the key value pair, key 1, value 1, to say if the first node, the node 1, which is in partition mode, can service the data correctly. Let's try to run the get request again. First of all, it's serviced by 160. Secondly, in the second try, we get the partition mode node 86, which can serve the data successfully right now, even though it is in partition mode, because this is AP feature, and no matter if the data is old or up to date, it will help to serve the data anytime. Then let's try to carry out some writing operations. First of all, let's try to write some data. So in this operation, we write the key value pair, key 2, value 2. Okay, it's serviced by node 160. And after this writing, let's try to get the value back and see which node can serve the correct data. Let's try to get the data with key 2 as the key. First of all, it's serviced by node 226. It works well. And then it's serviced by 160. It also works well. And then it's the turn of the partition mode node 86. Since this node is in partition mode, it cannot receive the data replication from the other two nodes. So we cannot get the data from the key 2, value 2 data from this node. So even though right now it is available, but it cannot promise that it has the consistent data as other nodes. So it is possible that it will return some old data, or it cannot fit the data requirement at all. But at least it is available. And then let's try to do some data update. It's a post request. So this post request is serviced by node 226, and it updates the value of key 1 from value 1 to update value 1. We can see that the updated timestamp is 55 seconds. And let's try to run the get result again to see if the data are consistent with each other. Let's run the get for the first time. For the 226, the data timestamp is 56. For the 160, it's also 56. But for the 86, we can see that the data timestamp is 47, and it's 47:14. It's earlier than the other two copies. So let's see, it's 4 o'clock 47 minutes. For other two nodes, it's 4 o'clock 55 minutes. It means that the node 86, it is in partition mode. So even though it is available and it can help to serve the data, but it may serve the data out of date. This is quite a good, clear example. And okay, so right now we have tried to read and write some data in partition mode, and now let's go on to bring partition 1 node back into service, and we still do this by modifying the security group.